Hello everybody and welcome to Rogue Samurai, a game I have covered before. It's now released in early, outside of early access, and with that came some new weapons and stuff. I haven't unlocked most of them. I've been a big fan mostly of just one specific um, weapon, and that's the starting sword. It just works really well for me, the katana. You can upgrade your weapons to make them a little bit stronger with attack range and attack speed. They all do the same thing, so it's not like, it's not really that big of a deal. You can just kind of upgrade them to whatever it is you want, for your different things. I don't know, I personally, like I said, I personally feel that, my favorite weapon has really been the katana. I haven't used a whole lot else because it just works really decently for me. You also have some runes, not very many, but these are all things that you can use to upgrade your character. The permanent stat increases. And then, of course, you have your skills, of which you can have 2 activated at any given time. I'm using the Twin Samurai and Lightning Bolt, because I like the Lightning Bolt. I feel like it works really well, but you know what, honestly, let's switch over to the Kami's speed and the Twin Samurai. I don't know, I figure that might work. Twin Samurai is good because of the being invincible for a little bit anyway, so we have different levels. I've only unlocked a couple. I've been playing it, but honestly, the game is a bit of a grind. It is, if you're not aware and, of anything about the game, if you haven't seen like a previous video when I played it as a demo or early access, it is a survivors-like, Vampire Survivors-like, or, any number of mobile tower defense simulators where you're the tower. That's a term I haven't used in quite some time, but it's essentially the exact same kind of concept as that. We get a total of 5 attacks that we can use at any given time that will kind of be automatically played through. I have personally found that the more AoE style attacks you have, the better it goes. And yeah, there you go. That's the game in a nutshell. There's not really a whole lot else for me to say. I'm gonna play this for this round as long as I can. I'm gonna babble on incessantly about whatever it is that I'm gonna talk about, and then I'm going to say goodbye and have a nice day. Because there's not really a lot to show you. Yes, the levels are going to be a bit different, but from my experience thus far, outside of the final boss at the end of each level, your enemies are basically the same. It's not a terrible thing, but it does make it feel a little bit like you're just kind of doing the same stuff all the time, and if you're playing a game for variety, you're not going to find that variety in the way that you might want to in this particular location. But, it's, if you like this style of game, it does enough positive that, it's an enjoyable time. At this point, I've got just under 4 hours in. You might say, well, man, it's 4 hours and you didn't really accomplish all that much? What kind of a slog is it? And it's, but that carries over from my early access time, and there's been a lot of changes with the 1.0 release, part of which is like kind of, it wastes, I don't want to say waste, it uses your time a bit more efficiently, I guess, when getting into the game. Like, it doesn't take very long to actually get into the game and actually play. It's just a couple of menu selections and bam, you're in there hacking up these other I don't know, I'm assuming maybe they're also samurai. I really don't know for sure, but they're all here doing their things, and yeah, anyway, I do think that I wish they were a little bit better permanent stat upgrades for attack. It is nice to be able to just have your attacks for the weapons and like have your weapons improve over time. It definitely, I think, gives you that, this weapon's my favorite, I like this one, I'm going to do this or that. It gives you a play style that might be specific to you, although outside of the range and outside of the ranged weapons, it's like the same stuff. Like it doesn't really feel all that different. You know, it's well, yeah, so anyway, I mean, I guess there are some new enemies. There's like some ninjas, which I guess I haven't seen those before, but these other folks, I don't know who these people are. I can't tell if they're geishas or not. I really don't know. Fun fact, the geishas, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say. Something about like, oh man, you know, I don't know, just in plays and theater and stuff, even in America, you know, at one point in time, you know, because women weren't allowed to do it because, you know, whatever stupid reason there was, you know, the characters that were ladies were actually played by men. World War II, the American soldiers, right? So you didn't have women in the military at the time, in most positions. And you had some in like some other locations, but in a lot of ways you actually had men dressing up as women for their shows and whatnot, and people just got, you know, like, and it was perfectly fine. And then somewhere along the line, America has gone backwards, and now they think that men dressing as women and women dressing as men, and, you know, the entire LGBTQ community are like bad things, which is so stupid. I mean, I just don't understand the lack of inclusion and tolerance in the United States. Just let people be people and just be happy that they're happy. I don't know, I just feel like that would be better. Anyway, and obviously not really the topic of discussion here, because we're a samurai with magical spinning ninja star things. You know, killing people to bits. Well, that's the beauty of having a gaming channel. You get to talk about whatever it is you want to, and people either watch or they don't. And there's no wrong thing to talk about unless it's, you know, being overly mean and, you know, hateful towards people. Then, you know, then that would be an incorrect thing. Yeah. Anyway, moving on back to talking about the game. But I mean, like, really, you've kind of seen like what to expect. This is the game. Like, there's not much else to tell you. I'm just running this until like it ends, just because you can see like a boss or whatever, and I can talk about how spongy they are and how I feel as though the boss fights are probably the weakest link in the game. But the best way to do that is actually show you a boss fight. So that's what's going to happen. Theoretically, you have to get down to the 5-minute time frame in order to actually fight the boss. I don't know where everybody stands when it comes to the time frame aspect. You know, I don't think there's like a huge negative knowing that you're going to, you know, potentially jump into the game. You've got 15 minutes per level in order to actually finish it. So if you have 15 minutes to kill, and that's all that you want to do, this seems to be like the kind of game you can jump in. You can do that 15 minutes, you can go about your day, do whatever else it is you want to do. And I think that works, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sold on it. Just because of the similarity of all the levels and everything going on. You know, it's just I guess I want a game that I can jump into and lose myself into for a very long period of time. And with this, I don't see myself doing it. It really is just play for 15 minutes, finish a level, and then kind of move on to the next level. But if I die, that means I just, you know, go do something else and come back. I think about what I'm going to make for dinner, which tonight I'm going to make spaghetti. I was going to make something else, probably some chicken nuggets, something simple, because I was going to be really lazy. But I've had a terrible day, so I am going to have spaghetti. It's like my, it's my answer to the world's problems or something. I don't really have a good answer to it, but spaghetti just kind of makes me feel better. Maybe it reminds me of my childhood, knowing that, you know, there was always the possibility that we would have spaghetti day, and spaghetti day was delicious. Maybe it reminds me of all the times I would deploy and we always had a spaghetti day. So there you had like this one kind of aspect that you always had to look forward to. It's like, I'm on the road in a dangerous area, I might not make it home or back to whatever base I'm gonna be at, but if I do, I'm gonna have spaghetti. And I have yet to ever replace the spaghetti I would have in deployed environments. And it, you know, and it's not that it was like the super delicious spaghetti. It wasn't overly good. It wasn't something that, you know, I would tell people, hey, this is the best spaghetti you've ever had. Like, it's not that kind of spaghetti. It's more of like, I don't know. It was just, there was something about it. I guess it was like the comfort of, you know, having spaghetti. It was a really watered down sauce. It was never, I don't know, it didn't quite seem like it was actually the normal spaghetti sauce or even tomato sauce. It was almost like a messed up version of Japanese yakisoba. But it was good. I miss it sometimes. That's probably why I have a lot of spaghetti, for those reasons. And it also makes my day feel better. And sometimes playing games like this helps me relax a little bit and have a better day. I suppose, you know, with the just babbling on about whatever I want to for the purpose of this video allows me to kind of like remove some of the stress that would potentially be involved in you know, creating a video, because I'm actually trying to be entertaining. But if I cut out the desire to be entertaining and just focus entirely on just talking, because apparently that is a reason people watch, people play video games, it just seems a little bit easier, a little bit less of a challenge. I don't have to really focus too much, but I just play the game and babble on. I do feel that we've reached a point where you get to see the boss fight. I am apparently in a dangerous situation of near death because he's doing a lot of damage to me. I've actually done more damage to this boss than I would have expected. One thing that I see quite often with the bosses I fight is you just don't do enough damage, and then they can attack you like really easily. So anyway, you get your experience, you go and you can use it on the stuff that you can to make your next run a little bit better. And that's the game in a nutshell. Like, it's still something that I would recommend if you like roguelike games. It is a fun time. And that's all I got, and that's the end of this video. The link is in the description. I encourage you to check it out and see if you like it. If you do, wishlist it or buy it, whatever works best for you. And thanks for watching.